What do you think about motivation? Like, do you think motivation is like should be the main root of your like drive? Because motivation is just in itself a temporary thing, right?
Well, I don't know. Do you think motivation and purpose are like two different things?
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Like, I feel motivated when I see David Goggins telling me to get the fuck off my phone, and then I feel like, yo, I got to go do this. But it's like, you're not in a permanent state of motivation. You need that constant reminder to be motivated. And I think when you have purpose, you create the motivation yourself within.
From external sources or internals?
Internal, yeah. You get it from within. But, so I think as long as it, as far as feeling motivated is a good thing, you know, you can't rely on that to be productive all the time. Because then it's like, you're constantly looking for a new motivation source.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's got to come a point where you're just fully motivated. Like, it can't just diminish every time.
But I think you're never going to be fully motivated, but it just goes back to, like, having that purpose, you know? Like, as long as you have a purpose, or you have at least something, like a lot of people talk about, like, having a why. Like, it could be a why or it could be a purpose, whether it's, like, you know, your parents or your friends, or, like, a certain type of lifestyle or a certain type of life you want that motivates you. If you always have that in the back of the mind, like, that's going to be your continuous motivation. But then there's still going to be those days when you're, like, not feeling motivated, and maybe an external source, like social media or something, kicks you in the butt, like David Goggins, and he's like, yo, get your ass up. Get fucking running. Are you going to be a motherfucking today? Like, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're like, yo, I want that lifestyle I want. And then it, like, checks in. You're like, let me do this.
Yeah. I also just think, like, the way the society is nowadays, like, really decreases people's drive to be productive and shit. Because everything is so, like, fast-paced, so temporary, like, with social media and everything like that, like, craving attention, you're constantly looking for the next fix, and it, like, takes away from yourself a lot.
Of course.
And I think, like, if it wasn't for social media, and if it wasn't for like, things like mainly just social media, I think if there was, like, even no phones, and you were with yourself at all times, like, you would know what your goal is. Because, like, a lot of the time, everything else just distracts you. Everything else just distracts you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but, yo, I'm not going to act like I'm like, yo, motivation is bad. Motivation isn't bad. Motivation, you need motivation.
You need motivation.
But I think relying on motivation to
like, if you're just relying on, like, seeing that video or, like, that speech or, like, that song, like, what are you going to do when you don't have that? You know, what are you going to do when you don't have motivation? How are you going to, like, make sure that you're still able to follow through? And I think I kind of made, like, a little video on this, and I was thinking about it. It's, like, going back to, like, keeping promises with yourself. You know, whether you, like, watch that video the night before you want to do something, and you're like, damn, like, this guy, he went and ran, like, a marathon, and he, like, had a messed up leg, like, and he still did it. You know what? I'm gonna still do that run in the morning. But then you wake up, and it's been 7-8 hours from when you watched that video, and now you feel completely different, and you feel like shit, and you're like, you know what? Yo, it's a little cold this morning. I think I could use a couple of extra 30 minutes of sleep. Boom, you go back to bed, wake up. It's been now an hour. You don't feel like doing it. And you're like, that motivation I watched last night, it didn't really, like, give me motivation the actual day I needed to do stuff. And you either make that point of, like, okay, I feel like shit, but I know once I get it done, I keep that promise to myself, which will make me feel better about myself and feel good. Or I just go, I don't really have the motivation today, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then it's just going to be a rippling effect of, like...
Yeah. Bro, the amount of times, like, I was inspired in the moment to do something the next day. Like, for example, even just something as simple as, I'm going to wake up early, go for a run, then go to the gym. And then when my alarm goes off at, like, 6:30, and it's dark out, I'm like, damn, you know what? My bed is still pretty comfortable. It's still pretty warm. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just hit that snooze button. And then I don't wake up until, like, 9-10. And then it's like, yo, well, should I even go to the gym first, or should I eat first? Because now I'm kind of hungry. And then, like, you got to let yourself digest. And it's just like...
all these things to think about, too. Like...
Yeah, so I think it's also I guess the point of that is stick to your word. Stick to your word.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta stick to my word more. I've been getting better at doing that recently though. Like I've been getting really like much better at doing that recently. I've been waking up early. I've been doing my stuff more.
I think that's a big thing. I think if you want to change your life and literally have the best life ever, just stick to your word. Because there's so many times when we're telling ourselves, not anybody, we're telling ourselves like, I want to do this thing, or I want to just have a productive day tomorrow. Like I want to make sure I work on all my schoolwork, and then we don't do it, we put it off. And then you just don't gain that trust with yourself that you can be productive, you can excel, you can do those things, because you're like, the last 3 days I told myself I was going to do this video or I was going to do this schoolwork, and I've just been putting it off. Like I'm never going to get it done. And then you just don't have that confidence. Whereas if you just, you know what, I feel like trash, but I'm going to do it. You know, when you go to do that thing the next time, you're like, yo, I did it when I feel like trash, and now I actually feel good. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get so much done at such an efficient rate. Like it's going to be amazing. So.
Yeah. The worst is letting yourself down, bro. Like that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Cause you just feel like once you've let yourself down, that's such a low point. Like even though it doesn't last forever, or like maybe when I let myself down, like I'm good the next day, you know, cause it's a new day. But like that's the worst feeling in the world, because when you don't stick to your word, you feel like who can you even rely on if you can't even rely on yourself?
Exactly.
Who can you rely on? Like you can't blame it on anybody else. You can't blame it on anything else. It's all on you. So then I feel like that even decreases your motivation even more. Like when I've let myself down for some reason, like I've told myself I'm going to do something and then I don't, I just get lazy and like just like unmotivated in myself. It's like, damn, am I even built for this shit?
Yeah.
But yo, we are built for this shit.
For real.
Everybody's built for this shit. Anything that you want to do, I think you're built for.
Yeah,
you know if you're built for it or not.
Yeah.
But like if you truly want it, like you gotta, like what? Are you gonna tell me you're not built for something?
Yeah,
like that you want, you're not built for it? Of course you are. You know, you just gotta take the right steps.
Yeah.
But yo, we're all doing that. I'm not even like a you know, a self-help guru. I'm figuring it out too. This is what this podcast is about. Just like me and my brother Keish, we're on a journey right now, and it's kind of like documenting it. You know?
In a sense. And I think like I can't say that I have like, you know, somebody was like, well, why would you like try and give advice when you're not that type of person? And it's like, yeah, sure, maybe I'm not a self-help guru, or like maybe I don't, you know, do motivational speeches or like have an area or a background in that, but like you can just live life and provide like, you know, advice, especially when you're trying to take on like your own life path. And that's like what we're trying to do here, and that's what we're like finding, you know. And one of the biggest things is just keeping a promise to yourself. Like, you know, all those people that are so successful in life, like a lot of them just kept that promise that they were gonna work on that thing, or like continue with that business, or continue with that goal, right?
Yeah.
Think about all the professional athletes. Like, they made that promise that they were gonna wake up, continuously practice on their craft, continuously practice on their skills, whether they like hated it or not, because they were like, yo, I want to make that promise to myself that I get to the league, or like I get here, like I dropped 30 points in a game, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is. So I think if you make a lot of promises to yourself but then keep them, you're just gonna see like crazy changes in your life.
And I think that's a good point, is just like writing down your goals and then holding yourself accountable for them. Like I know this guy can speak for hours about holding yourself accountable, because it's like when you want to do something, like write that shit down, write down a time frame you want to achieve it by, and then you don't have a way to escape it. Like I have a whiteboard in my room. We both do, actually. We both have whiteboards in our room. I write down every month what I want to accomplish in the month, and it's right beside my bed. So every morning I get up and I have to face it. So I have to face myself like at the beginning of this month. And I'm not trying to let my future self or my past self down. So it's like I can either choose to ignore this and do the same shit that distracts me every single day, or I can choose to like work at things a little bit every day. And the best feeling in the world is checking those things off of the board. Don't you agree?
100%.
That's the best thing in the world.
100%.
And like one of my goals at the beginning of this month, I was at like 600 subs, and it was my goal to hit 700 subs by the end of the month because like that was like my average. And now I'm almost at 900 subs. And it's like, it's also a way of just manifesting it. If you write it down, you speaking it into existence. It's kind of like making a vision board, but a verbal written vision board. And it's like at the end of the month, I think it's such a fire thing, guys. If you want to give it a try, get a whiteboard on Amazon, write down your goals for the month. Because at the end of the month, you can see what you accomplished and what you didn't. And then you can actually have a conversation with yourself about, okay, why wasn't I able to do this? And it's like, you really see how you
leads to the same route. Too,
how you,
right?
how you played yourself, bro. It's like, dude, you had a whole month to do this, you know?
And you know why did I not do these things is usually like from one cause, and it's just like either distractions, or not keeping promises to yourself, or not working hard, and all those things are really something that takes a lot of time and like is super hard to do, but it's whether or not you can follow through that. You see the benefits,
100%. So let us know if you guys do anything like that. Let us know what you guys think about that. Is there anything else you want to add or no? Maybe just do your shit, bro.
Continuously do your shit, bro.
Keep working hard.
Just keep making those like little pieces of progress and like little pieces of not little pieces, little like keep working on yourself,
baby steps,
taking those baby steps. That's the right word. Thank you.
Gotcha.
And like even if it's maybe not drastic today, as long as you start and you make a certain amount of progress, that leads you to another step tomorrow, and then another step, and then another step. If you look at like 10 steps versus 30 steps, obviously 30 steps is way better, right? So it's like, if you're working on something and you're maybe not taking the biggest steps, but you're still working on it every day, boom, you're making a lot of progress. You're still killing it,
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up about like, oh, I'm not making that much progress. It's like, as long as you're still working towards it,
you are making progress because you're better than you were yesterday. So it's like, what else do you want?
Exactly.
What more do you want?
Exactly.
Just improve yourself every day. It's a marathon, not a sprint, guys.
For real.
We sound like some preacher gurus, but it's facts. Everybody's facing it right now. We feel it. We feel it. Everybody faces it deep down. Yeah. So yeah, guys. If you fuck with the video, drop a like, hit that sub button.
Yeah,
Appreciate
subscribe to this boy, bro. This guy's almost at 900 subs, so get him there.
Appreciate you. Subscribe to my brother Keisha's channel's in the description. He's gonna start dropping bangers real soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out.